Wow. It's a beautiful day in Florida, but for the life of me, I cannot find any privacy, and I started doing a video in my room. Well, it's Finn's room, really, and I said something, and Maggie was really upset with me. I've got no privacy. I can't seem to find a moment alone unless I come outside like this and hide beside the house. It's not easy, Oh, I wish I could live with my kids. All the power to you. I wish I could live without my kids. So I was reading some, comments and whatnot, and wanted to talk about Kurtis, and I was, and unfortunately Finn walked in when I was, right at the wrong time. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Why aren't I going and snatching the van back? Because I understand the situation, and while some have commented that, he's a professional and blah, 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 yeah, I understand that, but here's the thing. He was doing me a favor because Danny, the guy who sold me the engine, asked him to. Now, I didn't know what was unfolding, the drama in his life, and it's a very sad story. So he was working on my vehicle in December and replaced the engine twice and a few other things that he caught. And then he wanted me to bring it back after the 9th of January because he said he wouldn't tell me what was going on. He said he needed a couple weeks to clean stuff up around the shop or something. And I think that was just a line now that I understand the whole thing. So I called Danny and I said, I can't get a hold of Kurtis. It was sometime the third week of January. He says, let me call him and talk to him. He can always get a hold of him when I can't. And Danny called me back and he says, Kurtis said, place is wide open. Just bring the van in. He's been waiting for it. And I said, I didn't know that because I couldn't get a hold of him. He says to me, Kurtis's son is dying from cancer. I said, geez, Danny, I don't want to bring my van to someone who's going through hell like that. He said, look, Nikki, there's nobody else you can trust like you could trust Kurtis. He's not going to screw you on price. He's not going to tell you things that are wrong when they aren't. And he says, I trust him. I know him. And I'm not supposed to tell Kurtis that I know. And I never told you because I made a promise. And then, so I end up dropping it off the 24th of January, and Kurtis isn't around, of course. There were some other guys there. I think he rents it out to people, and I thought it was his crew, and I talked to the guy who was there and gave him my list, and he was the one who said, hey, maybe it's time to get a new vehicle. And I said, this is the new vehicle. And so I'm upset right now because I'm making this video. I'm talking about a child dying, and Finn hears and starts asking me questions. Maggie comes in from the shower. What are you guys talking about? She says he has enough worries. He doesn't have to hear about these things. I said, I'm sorry, my mistake. So I'm talking about Kurtis's son having cancer and dying over the course of the last few months. So when I reached Kurtis yesterday morning, and I messaged Danny too, I said, hey, have you seen him? What's going on, And Danny sent him a message too, and then I was able to reach Kurtis, and I said, Kurtis, are you all right? He said, my son died last week, and I know things have been upside down here. And then he started mumbling about what he was going to do to the vehicle, and I said, Kurtis, look, just take care of yourself. I'm truly sorry. He said, okay, thanks. And that was the end of the conversation. Now, yeah, I could just say, well, it's been however long it's been. I guess it'll be 2 months on March 24th. I'm going to go over there and collect my van and start all over again, trying to find somebody who was honest and affordable. I don't know. Look, things happen the way they happen. And yeah, I'm a person of great compassion. I've suffered plenty, and I understand suffering, and I understand what he's going through. And no, I'm not just gonna, well, Kurtis, I'm really sorry for your loss, but I gotta get my van fixed, so I'm gonna come over there and get it. I mean, I've already waited this long. Why would I just cut his nads off and go, no. I'm gonna stick with Kurtis, and if in fact nothing gets done by March 24th, then I might have to reconsider and go get the van. If I get the van, I'm afraid I'll just drive off, because I'm tired of having no privacy. I'm tired of being a domestic helper. I'm tired of feeling like, I don't know, I'm overwhelmed by it all. And, the apartment was kind of like a jumping off place where I could collect my thoughts, collect my life, de-stress a little, and start downsizing more. Ow, you son of a gun. Something just flew over here and bit me. That hurt. And as far as, Mike Hunt, if you made that name on purpose to trip me up, I'm telling you, that's mean. Yeah, I don't like bugs, but I'm talking about cockroaches. They're really nasty, and they're dirty, and they carry illnesses. And why is this guy stopping here and smoking cigarettes? Guess he's waiting for something. Oh, wow. It's the neighbor's wife. Thought it was a man. Oops. Okay, so anyway, the humidity here bothers me, and there's the fire ants, and if you're not careful, they'll climb up your leg and bite the crap out of you. And yeah, I'm not talking about, I lived in Maine. You want to talk about bugs? Deer flies, green-headed flies, I don't know, every frickin' biting insect, horse flies in the face of the earth live in Maine, okay? And I lived in Maine, and I managed. I never lived in a van in Maine, but I definitely went camping, and it's not pleasant. I probably wouldn't do that again. But it's very nice in the fall, October particularly. No mosquitoes, no deer flies, no horse flies, no whatever. So yeah, so I'm sitting here, and I know I've pissed off Maggie now because I talked about a child dying, and Finn came in, and then I had to explain it, and then I had to get scolded, and this isn't easy. I mean, if you think living with your kids is like the end-all, it isn't. It's not pretty like you see that 80-year-old woman who has a cute little cottage behind her kid's house. Yeah, it's not like that, all right? It's difficult. Or the woman who commented that her, family gave her a little house behind, and she has a little porch. Yeah, if you have your own living space, sure, it could be nice. But when you know that your kids need something and you're right there, it's really hard to say no, okay? When they're running crazy and ragged, and I says to Mike, I don't want to be a domestic again. I'll help you any other way in your business, but I can't keep doing this. I told him that yesterday, and he says, well, as soon as I hire this other guy, Maggie will be able to go back to being a mother and a wife. And she's like, I don't want to be a domestic either. Wow. It's like, get me the F out of here, okay? I want to run, but I want to run with my van. So yeah, and then I get the problem with stuff in storage that I haven't liquidated yet, and oh gosh, bees, hornets, everything's coming to watch me make a video. I told you I have no privacy. That even the insects won't leave me alone. I don't know. I have my chiropractor today. Yesterday, Michael went to buy, and we had to. It was hours that we had to entertain ourselves. It was me, Maggie, and Finn, and I know Maggie would have preferred to be in there going over the jewelry with Mike, but it was Mike and Denny instead. And I'm glad, because Denny really needs to learn as much as he can, because eventually Mike wants Dennis Jr. and then his friend he's going to hire to do the shows, so he can concentrate more on buying and wholesale and eBay. They shut down their eBay for now because they couldn't keep up. And, it's great. I mean, they finally found it. Every time that he needs jewelry, it comes to him. It's quite stunning. It's amazing. He was like, I didn't do well buying at this particular flea market on Monday. And then Tuesday he was going to start heading out to, Tuesday was a day off, and then Wednesday he was going to start doing, that was yesterday, he was going to start doing pawn shops again, when the guy called him Tuesday night and said, I found a big load and I'd like you to, come and go through it. So now they're going to spend the day cleaning jewelry, and, Finn is like way off the wall, so I know that that's going to mean my trying to entertain Finn, and I don't feel good, and I'm tired, and I don't want to entertain Finn, and I don't know. I just don't know. I'm kind of stuck in a situation that you can't, just say, well, I'm going to go to my room now and lay on the bed, because, the couch is, destroyed, and it's ruined, and it's very uncomfortable, even with plywood underneath, and they never take the time to go find the new furniture they're supposed to go see, and then there's a dishwasher that needs to be replaced, and my hands are ruined from doing dishes, and sometimes I can use gloves, and sometimes I'm so sick of gloves that I just use my hands, and no, it's not a perfect picture of family bliss. It's like I'm exhausted and I don't feel good, and I'm so tired of this small space and bumping into everybody when I need to do something, Right now the kitchen's occupied, so I can't make nothing to eat, and it's past breakfast, and last night Finn woke up at 1:30, and of course I'm in his room, so I woke up at 1:30, and then he went back to bed, and I didn't. I couldn't sleep. And then my daughter calls me because Rachel in Texas has COVID, and she ended up in the hospital. She's had it over 10 days. Ended up in the hospital last night. And so now I'm texting her at 2 in the morning that I really can't sleep. And then 4 o'clock in the morning comes, and I said to her, I got to close my eyes. I said, the phone's on, the volume, call me if it's, the CAT scan comes back, if there's anything, really, really bad. And I haven't heard from her since, so she had a CAT scan, a chest x-ray, and a lot of blood work. They don't know, she was in great pain, from stomach, mid-back, low back, hip. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's gallbladder and kidney stones. I don't know. Gallstone. I don't know. Maybe it's coincidence. She wasn't really totally getting over the COVID. She's like, I'm 100% better, Mom, but I'm so fatigued. I can't do my work. And she makes ears and tails. She has conventions coming up. This was the month her and I were supposed to go roaming Texas. Of course, without a van, you can't do that. And now it's starting to get hot there. It's getting hot here, and you can't live in the South in a van in the summer. This spring, summer. I mean, today is more like a summer day up north than a spring day here. It's just balmy. We went to Reddington Beach yesterday when he did his buy in St. Pete, and then St. Petersburg, and then he says let's spend the rest of the day at the beach. But he's on the phone constantly, and so he goes back to the car and he's on the phone talking business with people from all over the world, trying to get Sterling. And he says, it's a work day for me, Mom. I says, can't you ever take some time? He said, this isn't my day off. This is a work day. I just want to get you guys to the beach. And so we're at Reading to be, there's a dead fish in the sand. And, it didn't click. Hello? And then, I'm in the water. I'm walking on the sand. And I start coughing and coughing and coughing. There's no trees. There's no grass. What am I coughing for? Red tide. No warning signs anywhere at the entrance, at the parking lot, coming onto no warning. Red tide. Couldn't even see it in the water. Up north, I remember red tide, you could see all the algae gathering. Looked clear and beautiful, except every now and then a little fuzzy brown thing or black thing would come, and I'd be like, that's not right. I knew it didn't belong there. But it still didn't click until last night. I was like going through the news and we were home and red tide. And Finn has asthma, and so he's not even supposed to be around red tide. So he's coughing all night. That's why he woke up. And then he said, I got to go pee. And so I helped him get out of the bed. And I said, can I give you some cough syrup? And he said he didn't want any cough syrup. And so he went back to bed. And he went and I didn't, like I said. And we went out to a restaurant called Keegan's last night, and of course they ran out of the special that I wanted, which was the flounder stuffed with crab, and there was rice and vegetables on the side. I'm like, I can work this into my Weight Watchers, but no. Ow, something just keeps biting me. No, they ran out, of course, as soon as I wanted it. I ended up with this damn crab cake sandwich because I wanted crab so desperately, and what I really should have done, get away from me. What I really should have done was gotten the short neck clams in a salad. Live and learn. So today I'm sick from the fried food. I don't do well with fried food. So, yeah. Plus I'm going to have child care, and I'm sure that the dishes aren't going to get done unless I do them, and I don't know what's going to happen with the apartment. I am so between a rock and a hard place. I just when I think I'm being cut a break, So I'm waiting. No, I'm not gonna cut Kurtis off. I think he's, he probably wouldn't give a shit. I'm sure, because he's in mourning, and he watched his son suffer, and I know what it's like to watch somebody just completely melt away. And I feel for him, I do. And I know he's gonna do me right, if he can even concentrate. I don't know, okay? I don't know. Well, thanks for listening. I kind of needed a therapy session to get it all out. Now I don't want to go back in the house because I've, made Maggie upset, and she's going to tell Mike, and then Mike is going to talk to me, and I'm going to say, yes, I'm really sorry. I know, and then I'll explain the whole situation all over again for the third time. I feel like someone's child, okay? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Believe me, if I had my van, would I drive away? Yes, I would. I just need to get out of this. I need a break. And no, I don't need to go live with somebody else. I don't want that. I don't want to be under somebody else's auspices. I just want to be free, okay? I want my freedom. And if that means suffering a little bit to have that freedom, I'll take it. The breeze is blowing, the sky's so blue, trees are so green. I wish I was just out there alone. I just want to be alone. I wish I was out there alone, sitting on another beach with red tide. Actually, I'd probably go over to the Atlantic side because, it's cleaner water. Let's face it, the Gulf is... I only came to the Gulf originally because this is where my husband picked, This is where he wanted to come, so we came. And this was a stomping ground. He learned it. He knew it like the back of his hand, and it's where he wanted to be for his job. And then my kids were here, and my sons anyway, and I only came down here because I thought Dennis was going into a nursing home, and I'd need the support of my sons, moral support. And as far as them, doing this for me and that for me, yeah, I'm getting my money back. I don't want it all back right now because you can't have but a certain amount to have QMB. And if I don't have that amount, then I'm okay. I don't lie. I don't want to lie, okay? I don't have to lie because they don't go back very far, thank God, in your history. So yeah, so I don't have to explain anything to anybody. And I'm honest with you all because I know you've probably been through things like that too. So I'm letting you know my strategy. And it's not illegal. So, if you feel compelled to come after an old lady who's homeless, well, all the power to you. Biatch. Whoops. Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to. Somebody stole my line. Another YouTuber. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I need my freedom so badly. And that's not being under the hand of the government either. If they say no, I'm not going to cry over it. If they say yes, I suppose I'm going to take it. I'm not sure anymore, okay? I'm not sure. I know how I felt yesterday walking on that red tide-ridden beach. The water was so crystal clear and the breeze was so refreshing, and I was just sitting in the sand and the water, and I was like, I could do this every day if I wanted to. I could just be here by myself without anyone else to worry about. In the sand, in the ocean, at a lake, in the mountains, in a small, obscure town who didn't give a shit if I came or went. I can't help it. I feel, I hear it calling me, and I want to go. You just can't teach an old dog new tricks. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm so tired of waiting. I've been waiting since 2014. And the worst things happened, and my whole world was shattered. That's the way it goes, eh? That's it. I haven't got anything else to say, except I feel sick. Ugh. Here goes the neighbor. What a pretty white truck. That's a nice truck. Huffing away as she goes. Glad I don't smoke. I did have a drink yesterday. I had several drinks. They had their own sangria, and it just had a fruity feel, like, I can't really taste it, but there was something about it, and so I wanted to keep drinking it. And I did. Maybe that's why I'm sick. I don't do well with alcohol either. Alcohol, fried food, bad idea. All right, well, that's it. I'm going to go now. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching. Welcome, new subscribers. I keep seeing the same one or two. It's like 1596, 1594, 1598, 1596. It just keeps... It's funny to watch. It's like, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I'm not making crap for money. It's been 3 months and I'm making like $30 a month, so they won't pay me. You have to have $100 in the account before they'll send you any money, and I just closed the account that my AdSense was going to, so now I have to wait till there's actually $100 in AdSense, and then I have to reboot my bank account. I wish I had never monetized, and now I'm not sure what to do about it, because I'm like, I have one foot, I'm sorry, I'm still talking, I have one foot in, one foot out. It's like, if I if I shut down my monetization, I can do that. What if something goes viral again and I could actually boost my savings? But I'm not so sure, because I mean, I'm not even getting 2 cents a view anymore. I don't know. I'm not making enough videos, and I'm not going to kill myself doing it. And so, these YouTube algorithms are very strange. They want you to start doing shorts. They want to become TikTok, and I if I get a subject to do a short about, I'll do it. But if I don't, I'm not going to like make crap up. But I don't know. This YouTube thing, I'm sorry I ever did it. I could just disappear into obscurity, but I got friends out there now, and people who want to know what's happening, what's going on. Should I do that, I guess that's what this is all about. I'm trying to survive on what I make, not what they make, not what the government can give me. I want to survive on my own. How can I do that? Is it going to be difficult? Darn right, well, it's going to be difficult. Damn, it's difficult now, and I'm not even living in a van down by the river. Oh, down by the river, doesn't that... there's so many rivers I know of, and quiet, and no cops around, no people go by. I want to go all the way up to Nova Scotia. I want to take that little crappy van, and I want to start going north. I want to just keep going. I want to see Nova Scotia. I remember my brother John told me, he's my oldest brother, he said that he went one summer, just took his time. He says, I was sleeping right on the beach. There's no one around, no one cared. Just nothing but beaches once you get to a certain point, Nova Scotia. I'm a-coming. Now that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye.